What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell so you get the notifications as soon as I drop. Man, I'm dropping every Tuesday. Today I'm going to be doing some editing on Lightroom, and I'm going to go through it step by step, how I edit photos. I own a barbershop here in Jacksonville, Florida, so a lot of times I like to market my barbers, take photos for them, and make sure they have some stuff to post on social media as well. So I take a lot of photos of my barbers just so they can rep the brand, rep the barbershop, Raw Cuts Barbershop here in Jacksonville, Florida. I just got a brand new barber in today, and I just wanted to give him something just so he can market himself on Instagram and let people know where he's at now that he's working at a brand new barbershop. But before we get into this, man, let's go ahead and run that intro. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump on my computer, jump into Lightroom. I've already uploaded all my photos to Lightroom. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna show you guys how I go ahead and edit my photos. And I'm gonna be using some of my presets on my website that I actually sell. If you guys need presets for Lightroom, just something that gives you a base layer, gives you something to work off of, these Lightrooms are perfect for that. So I'm gonna leave that linked at the bottom. Make sure you check out thesmpfactory.co. Go to the shop and check out the couple filters and Lightroom filters that I've created for my clients, and let me know what you guys think about those. And if you don't, it's okay. No pressure. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I use the filters, but I'm also gonna be running through tweaks and edits as well without the filters, just so you know how to do it both ways. So let's go ahead and get into my computer and open up Lightroom. All right, so this is Adobe Lightroom. You can get it on adobe.com. It's like a monthly subscription. I don't want to give you the wrong number, so go ahead and go to adobe.com if you haven't played with Lightroom already. Definitely one of my favorite programs when it comes to editing photo, just because it gives you a lot of versatility, a lot of different things you can do on Lightroom that you can't do on very many other apps. You can mess with colors, you can switch up different things. So let's go ahead and get into this first photo. And I'm going to edit about 5 of these pictures. I think there's about 5 good ones that I really like. But this is going to be one of them. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to want to come over here and crop this image just a little bit, bringing them in a little bit. And I don't want to cut out this glare right here because I kind of like how you can see the client sitting down. This is going to be the arm of his chair. I kind of used it in the photo to give you a little bit of perspective of where it is that you're seeing this photo being taken. I'm going to crop the bottom down a little bit. And on Instagram, I'm not sure if it might take off a little bit more of this, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to crop it like that. And another good thing about having things like this in your pictures is that if I wanted to create a flyer, I could use this down here as text. I might use a brush tool, brush it out, and then bring the exposure up so that way it's nice and white. And then I'll go in there and add some black or darker text to create a flyer with this photo. But we'll do that another day. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and edit this photo. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run over to my presets. This is where I have all the presets that you can purchase on my website. So these are going to be the rawest presets. I got blackout, I got design work, flowhawk, ice, mid fade, and rinse dew. And just as I scan over these, I kind of like the way this mid fade looks. It gives it a dark vibe, but I still want to kind of tweak it just a little bit more, just to show you guys some of the tweaking you can do using these filters and using Lightroom. So I'm going to run over here to my brush. I really like this new feature, the subject feature under the brush tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click that to show you what that does. And you can see it's loading up, and now I've selected just the subject in the photo. And you can also erase, like if you didn't want to edit the people at the bottom, you didn't have to. But I'm just going to edit just like this and see what it is that I like in this photo. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the exposure a little bit to brighten him up. I'm going to add a little bit of saturation because they do look like they kind of got blown out a little bit in this photo. So I'm going to add a little bit of saturation to them to give them more of a skin tone vibe. And I like how that's looking right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and add another brush. So I'm going to hit add, and I'm going to see what the background. Oh, so no sky detected. So sometimes it won't detect that background well enough, so I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. Maybe we'll play with that tool on another photo, but this is looking pretty good right now. So my temperature, if I want to give it like a more goldish tone, do something like that. I just don't want to go too crazy. As you can see, all my settings are set not super high. You just don't want to go overbearing with anything. My highlights I brought down just because this photo was a little bright, and that's part of the preset. And like I said, these presets won't work for every photo, but you can always go in and tweak things like the highlights. You can tweak the exposure if you want to expose it up a little bit, but I'm actually going to leave this photo at 0 and not too overexposed. I kind of like how it is right there. So yeah, that looks pretty good to me on this photo. So let's go ahead and pick another one and see what we can do. All right, so let's go ahead and start with this clipper photo. I'm going to go ahead and start cropping. So I'm going to hit that crop button, and I just want to crop it just a little bit, just so you don't see all the extra stuff in the background. Sometimes it gives it a little perspective, but sometimes it could just be junk in the background that you kind of want to get rid of. So I'm just going to crop out just a little bit just to get rid of some of the stuff in the background. Then I'm going to see what this auto looks like. All right, sometimes auto works, and sometimes it'll just blow out the photo and have it a little too bright. And with this photo right here, I'm going to go ahead and just edit it without using a preset, just to show you what that looks like and show you what some things are that you can do when you're editing your photos without presets. So when I hit that auto, it brought the exposure up, brought the highlights down, brought the shadows out. So, you know, you can add some shadows to it if you want. I'm kind of a shadow, like I like the shadows. I just don't like them to be overbearing. So I'm going to leave right there at about plus 25. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to bring this temperature up. Not too much, but I still kind of want that rose gold to be pretty pronounced in the photo. So I kind of like the more goldish tones to this photo. So I'm going to leave it right there. Saturation, I could probably bring up a little bit to add just a little more of that rosy tone to this photo. Give it a more of a summer vibe. Another thing you could do on Lightroom when it comes to colors is you can do this color mixer, and you can actually select each color that you want to be more pronounced in the photo. So like the yellow, you could bring it up, you could bring it down, you could change the hues on the yellow, more of a green tone, more of a reddish tone. I kind of like that red orange tone to the yellows. Let's see if we can play with the orange. Maybe bring that saturation up a little bit. And this is a good photo for like in between the haircut. If I had a photo of the haircut finished product, then I would probably post something like this in a sequence. But I probably wouldn't post this just by itself, just because, you know, the hair on the hands and it just, you don't have a finished product. So this is just a photo I just wanted to edit just to show you guys. But I probably won't use this photo for Instagram. I'll send it to him just so if he wants it, he can have it. But let's jump over to another photo and see what else we got. All right, so I kind of like this photo where his eyes kind of peeking through. I'm going to crop out this white and make it more of a dark photo. I don't want to crop his watch out all the way. Kind of like it like that. And again, this is another perfect example of a photo that you can use as a flyer using this black. I would put some nice white text in there. But I'm going to go ahead and add a preset to this one because I kind of want a black and white vibe. So I'm going to go with Flowhawk, and boom. And then with this amount, you can add or remove how much of the preset you want in the photo. I kind of like that matte look, so I'm going to add a little bit, maybe 114, 15. That's fine. And that looks pretty good. Maybe bring the exposure. I wouldn't even bring the exposure up too much. I kind of like that. The blacks we can bring down a little bit. That just gives it a more darker black tone right here, so I can add as much text as I want, and that white text is going to really pop out on this photo. And so far so good on this photo. I think I'm going to jump over to another one, see what else I got. And then if you ever wanted to use this same filter on a different photo, all you'd have to do is hit Command C, and that's going to copy your settings. And then you can jump over to another picture and hit Command V, and that's going to go ahead and copy paste those settings to a different photo. So if you wanted the same vibe on a different photo, or you just wanted to just edit a little faster and you just like the tones in a certain photo and you did them in the same photo shoot, you could do that. Just Command C, Command V to paste, and that way you could just run through your edits if you're just editing some photos that you kind of want to have the same vibe. A lot of times when we do photo shoots, we're in the same lighting settings, so the same filters will work for certain photos, and that's how you can kind of run through editing a lot faster, especially on Lightroom. So I'm gonna run by and grab another photo. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna pick this photo right here because, like I said, I like how he's looking at the camera. I don't know if he was, yeah, he was kind of looking away in the other photo, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one and do the same thing, crop it out, and then crop the top down. And boom, I like that crop. That's gonna be the first thing I do. And again, with this one, I'm gonna go ahead and just edit it without using a preset, just in case you guys don't have presets or are not looking to purchase presets, then you would know what to do with this one. The exposure looks pretty good. I'm just gonna check it, maybe just a little bit to the right, just to bring that photo out a little bit. Contrast, I'm gonna bring up. I like my photos pretty contrasty, just gives it a little detail, gives it a little grunge. And then what I also like down here in the effects is gonna be my clarity, but I don't like to overdo clarity. A lot of people kind of crush the clarity and then it just gives it a really grainy look. So I'm gonna bring my clarity up to about 15, just to give it a little detail, give it a little texture. And I can always go in and add texture to that, but I think I'm gonna leave that at 0 for now. And then I'm gonna add some vignette on the dark side, just to darken up those corners so that the focus is in the middle of the photo. Details, I'm gonna go in and maybe a little noise reduction just to take away some of that hardness on the skin from the clarity, but not too much because that'll ruin the clarity. So just a little bit, just to take away the graininess on the skin. And then I might sharpen it right at 50. Let's see what else we can do. Add a little saturation, same thing. Add some skin tone colors. Maybe give it a little goldish to the temperature, but not too much. And if it is too much, but you still want that goldness, then you come back and take the saturation down just a little bit. And to me, that looks pretty good right there. It gives you a nice perspective of the kid looking down. His skin tone looks really good right there. And you got a nice darkness to this photo with the vignette. So yeah, so those are gonna be my edits when it comes to photos. That's kind of my vibe, kind of my style. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. That was just a quick couple of edits. Make sure you guys run over to thesmpfactory.co. Check out the presets that I have on there. If you guys have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. I'm all ears. And if you guys want to see anything else on the channel, any video requests, let me know in the comments. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.